when I started traveling, my budget for each trip was only $500. I would travel for a week and I would spend $500. How I would do it is that I would look for an Airbnb. So I would travel in the US. The flight would be $40, right? I would look for an Airbnb that was like maybe $20. So for a week, that would be a hundred and something. And then I would eat and I would rent a car. All of that for $500. And then I would do that every 2 months, every month. That's it. And I would just travel to see something new. I would go to a new place. Oops, we fell down. I would travel just to go see something new. You see what I'm saying? I would travel just to see something new. And it's not that expensive. Versus, trips now for me can cost tens of thousands of dollars. But when I first started, it was just a couple of hundred. It doesn't need to cost that much. Doesn't need to cost that much. And also, if you go in by yourself, here's the thing. The reason why I think more people should travel by themselves is because you get to know who you are as a person. You feel what I'm saying? Put yes in the chat if you understand what I'm saying. And I saw someone like it just now, so you understand what I'm saying. Yo, what's up, man? Good to see you. You understand what I'm saying. If you travel by yourself, then you have to learn what you like. You have to learn the food that you like. You have to know how independent you can be. You have to be responsible for yourself. What time you're going out, where you're coming back home. You have to know how to get around with public transportation or how to rent a car, ask for directions. You become a bit more bolder in talking to people. Travel by yourself, man. I'm telling you, I've been traveling by myself. The first time I traveled would have been 6 years ago by myself. I'm telling you, it changed my life. The first place I traveled to by myself was New Orleans. New Orleans. Man, that place was phenomenal. Jazz music, phenomenal jazz music. I wasn't even 21 yet, but the culture of New Orleans is one where you can drink in the street. No one checks your ID, so you could just have a drink in the street. You could have beer, you could have Baileys. There's a drink in New Orleans called Hurricane. I would get this drink called Hurricane for $10. And it was like this big, right? You can see the size. It was like this big, right? $10. And it was like a jug. And I would have one Hurricane at around maybe 6, 7 o'clock. That would be it for me. I would get that and just sip that until 10 o'clock. And then by the time the party ended at around 3 a.m., I'd be sober. I go to bed. I'm telling you, do that. I could do that because I wanted to experience traveling by myself. And I did my research before I went. I knew that I wanted to stay in a hostel because I wanted to be safe. I wanted to be around other people, etc., etc. And so you got to travel by yourself, man. Obviously, that was before COVID. And as I've traveled more and I've gotten more wise and, a little bit more money and also I wanted more comfort. I don't really stay in hostels as often. I tend to want to stay in my own space, have my own bathroom. That's very important to me. But if you're 19, 20, 21, start traveling, man. And if you can't afford it, even though you're 25 or 30, still start traveling and just do it cheaply. But don't make the excuse that you have to save more money, you have to earn more money to start traveling. It's the opposite way. Promise you, you're not going to regret traveling. It's one of those experiences, man, that just changes your perspective on the world. I also think that the more you travel, the less employable you become. Ultra, what you think about what I'm saying? Here's my point. Ultra, listen to what I'm saying. The more that you travel, the more that you value freedom, right? And as you value more and more freedom, the only thing that you want to really do is for people to not tell you what to do. That's the only thing that you value. You see what I'm saying, Ultra? The more that you travel, the more freedom that you have. You get to wake up without an alarm clock. You get to check your schedule. You get to determine where you're going on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then once you get a taste of that freedom, you can't go back to a boss telling you, hey, I'm going to need that report by Friday.